Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in this video and in the next couple of videos, we're talking everything carnival. So first I'm going to start up with the days before the actual two parades. And then in videos to come, I'll actually do the parade days. So firstly, before I really get into the video, I want to say that my carnival experience this year it left a lot to be desired, which is unfortunate, because they really had 2 years to get it right, and it was unfortunate that they didn't. So yeah, let's just start with my experience. Firstly, your girl missed her flight. That's going to be a story time to come, and I'm sure you're all excited to hear about that. So I missed my flight and I got in 2 days later than I expected. Whatever, I'm very much a glass half full kind of girl. So I'm like, you know what, I'm here, let's get it done. So the first thing that really struck me in the week before Carnival was the lack of organization. But anyway, I really tried to make the most of it for my YouTube family. So the first event I went to should have been the Extempo. But unfortunately, I was misled because the calendar said it was going to be on Wednesday. But when I got to where I thought it was going to be, they said that it was actually going to be on Thursday. So that was a whole drama in itself. And I'm very saddened by the fact that NCC aren't better organized by now, because we've been doing Carnival for a long time. They shouldn't be putting out a calendar that doesn't have the venues for the events, or that don't have the right dates for the events, and then when you get there they tell you, oh, but it's tomorrow as advertised. That was really poor. But let's get into the positive here. Let's stay in positive. So actually, Wednesday went down to the Savannah. There was no Extempo, which is what I was going for, but instead we got to see some of the semi-finals of the Kings and Queens competition. So I'm going to show you all some footage of that. Actually, in the location where I thought Extempo was going to be, they were actually having Kaisorama, which is basically Calypso tent. I heard it was really, really good, but yeah, I just didn't want to pay the entrance fee because it was quite expensive to go in. And I also learned that Extempo was $200 per person the next day. So I also did not go to the Extempo, but I did take in some on TV. So I recorded a bit of it just so y'all can have an idea of what Extempo is. In the Extempo competitions, they're given a topic on the spot and they have to sing a rhythm or rhyme to the specific tune. Actually, they have a list of tunes that they could actually use. A lot of people use Santi Manite. So I just recorded the very, very last part of it, and I'm going to show a little snippet.
Well, I am thankful to be on the stage. Thank you to the crowd and all the judges. Although I get second place, I'm really not mad to lose to this guy. I'm very glad he did a good job, so congrats to he. But I want to say something to Gypsy. To be the freestyle, I want next year I'll come in and take the crown in Extempo.
After Extempo, I didn't do much really carnival-y until Friday, which is when I had costume collection. A friend was with me and she needed to collect her costume in Lost Tribe, and let me just tell you, Lost Tribe's costume collection was Carnival Friday and they opened early. There were no lines. They carried your bags and stuff to the car in a trolley. 10 out of 10 for service, Lost Tribe. Then I needed to pick up my costume and tribe. Yes. This is when, yes, it was an awful experience. And I have some snippets here. So I'm at Movie Town. I have to collect tribe costume, my costume, and Keisha costume. I'm very early for my appointment is 3 because I hear it real back and I look at this line right there. What is line for? This is what I'm saying, in and out. What is line? What is line? What the line is for? You talking about we could go food and wait till 3. Look at the line. Say was in and out. In and out of what? Literally, we stood in line for more than 2 hours to just collect the costume, and then finally, yeah, I was able to get both costumes. She read out all the information and gave me the backpacks. It was exhausting. Just exhausting, to be honest. I tried or looked for the traditional characters parade, which was in NCC's calendar again as traditional characters parade, and apparently it was the children's traditional characters parade, and the venues weren't so clearly defined as to where it was starting, where it was ending. That was a disaster, but we did see a bit of the kiddies. Let's look at that. Fighting with the rope. Obviously, children can't fight with rope because I'd have bust head in it.
Right there, the second more right.
Then I went to Marshall. I can't even talk about Marshall. I feel like I need to do a whole separate video for Marshall one show. It was bad. It was bad, and Marshall just said he doesn't care about your time and what you have to do. So let's just skip. We'll skip past Marshall. We go to Carnival Saturday. I went to Bacchanal Brunch. Bacchanal Brunch was amazing. Yup, life through Bacchanal Brunch, and let me tell you, they did an amazing job. I will go to that event again, and I will recommend anybody. It's amazing. Listen, partying in the daytime, drinking, a hot sun, everybody looking nice. 10 out of 10 will recommend. Then on Carnival Sunday, I attended a boat ride from Crimson Crew. Amazing boat ride. I had an amazing time. I was there with my boyfriend and some friends, and we had an amazing time. And what I really loved about this boat ride was that they had doubles on the boat. So it was, you need to bring your own coolers. So we had a cooler with our own drinks, and then they had doubles on the boats, y'all. So you drink a little bit, you wine a little bit. A little bit, you eat a doubles, you come back, you drink, you wine, you eat doubles. It was a great time. Absolutely enjoyed it. Crimson Crew, very well done. Then we made a quick appearance to Bacchanal Boulevard. We were really tired at that point, but to be honest, I think the party looked really well, really good. The part when we were there, we had a time, but unfortunately, we're not as young as we used to be, and we cannot go from one party to another. That's just it. So that was Carnival Sunday. Yeah, I think the events for this carnival really sold it, and all the events that I went to, that I paid to go to, except Marshall, were very good. All the parties were amazing, and I'm really glad that I chose and went to those. It was amazing. So that was the events leading up to Carnival for me. Great experience outside of NCC and Marshall, and I would definitely say that the party promoters really outdid themselves this year. They really showed that they had 2 years to plan, and that was really great. So that was all for me in this part of the video. Please come next week to follow my saga, because let me tell you all, it gets worse. And I'm probably going to take a whole video just to deal with my tribe experience in detail. So if anybody thinks that they want to play with tribe or whatever, you can hear firsthand from somebody who's never played with tribe before, but I have played with other bands, how it was, and yeah, my take on that. So I hope I see you guys next week. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.